Hello unlimited friends, it's Zara back again with Q&A about the law of attraction and its application in practical ways to our life. The question today was contributed by Sheetal and her question has to do with parenting. So let me read this question out to you. She says, my older 19-year-old is very sweet. My younger one is 11 and a half. She's on the onset of her puberty and I just can't handle her. I don't know what to do with her. No matter what I do, how much I do, it is always not enough for her. She will always get me wrong. She keeps on saying that I hate her and I'm a strict parent. But by the way, I'm a single parent. I work so hard to provide for them, but she thinks that I prioritize money over her. She never listens to me, and the fact that she doesn't understand the difference between what is right and wrong, and most of what she does is actually all wrong, troubles me a lot. But the rest of it is even excusable, but her reluctance to go to school and tuition is not. I explain to her lovingly. I scold her. I even raise my hand. I cry in front of her and I even beg her. Then tell her, if you won't study, I'll put you into a hostel. But she is not affected at all. I am just fed up. I don't understand what to do so that she understands me. Please help me. You know what, Sheetal? Your daughter is a lot like me. That's why I'm laughing. And I can so relate to this situation. That's why I'm laughing. But I know that this is for you a very serious situation. So let me help you with this, because I think I can certainly point you in the right direction. There's one problem. And the problem is that even though you love your children and you are doing everything in your power to provide for them, your child, especially this one, is not feeling loved. And that is very simple. It's because of the fact that you're worried. And when you worry excludes love. The vibration of love and the vibration of worry are two extremely different vibrations. So let me tell you, the reason your daughter says that you don't love her is because she's not feeling love. Because she can feel your vibration, and your vibration is telling her that she's causing you a lot of angst. When your vibration says, you little girl are the reason for so much of my trouble. You, my girl, are the reason for my worry. You, my girl, you, my daughter, are the reason I can't sleep. You, my daughter, are the reason that I am frustrated and angry all the time. Then there's no love. And that's what she's telling you. She's being honest about it. Because that is the vibration you're sending. Your intention is to love her, but your vibration carries no love at all. And I sympathize with you because I'm a single mom. And I brought up 2 children all on my own. And I understand how difficult it is for a single mom to balance. Because here's what I know about you, because this was me. We so desperately want to make sure that just because we are single parent families, that our children don't suffer because of it. And that is why we will do anything in our power to make sure that we provide for them exactly the same standard of living, exactly the same toys, the same cell phones, the same computers, the same clothes that other children have. And so in order to do so, we run ourselves ragged, we overwork ourselves. And it's not helpful because that sacrifice makes you unhappy. And when you are unhappy, your child cannot be happy. And that is when children act out. If you could just stop going out of your capacity. Don't step out of your capacity. Make your children understand that this is your capacity, number one. Number two, make your children understand that you are not the provider, even though it seems like it, but you're not the provider. Source, that which we call God, Allah, Bhagwan, that energy is the provider. That energy is what we call the law of attraction. And the law of attraction will bring children what they are asking for without your help. I have so many stories of when I could not get things for my children, and those things arrived in my children's lives through other means, not through me. And I'm going to tell you a little story in a minute, but that's what I really want you to understand. You've got to tell them that everything that comes to them, whether it is a piece of candy or a computer, comes to them because Source is answering their wish. Sometimes Source answers through you, and other times Source answers through other means. It does not have to come through you. So that's the second thing I want you to understand. And I will tell you a little story before I finish up today. The third thing I want you to understand is based on a lot of stuff that you've written. You think that puberty has some special significance because that shift in hormones is responsible for some of your daughter's behavior. And I'm going to say no. It doesn't have to be. But if you think that it is, then it will be so, because that is law of attraction. So that's number 3. Number 4, you are judging her. You do have a negative vibration about her because you judge her, because you're saying that there is a right and there's a wrong, and that she doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong. But I want you to know that the right and wrong that you think is right and wrong, that's your right and wrong, and it does not have to be her right and wrong. Just think about it. All of strife and worry and war in the world is because one party thinks that the other party is wrong. When calling someone wrong is not the way to make them listen to you, because soon as you say to someone, you're wrong and I'm right, their ears close. They are not listening to you anymore because now they are trying to convince you that you're wrong and they're right. And you're doing the same thing. You're trying to convince them that they are wrong and you are right. And that leads to a fight. You've got to accept that there is no right and wrong. They're just different ways of looking at things. Your daughter is not looking at things the way you are looking at them. She cannot see your point of view because you are not presenting your point of view with love. You are presenting your point of view by first saying to her that she is wrong. And when you tell someone that they are wrong, they will not listen to you. And that applies to everyone, and it applies to you. Think about yourself. She is your daughter. She has learned this behavior from you. When somebody tells you that you are wrong, you don't listen either. Okay? And I can tell you that because I'm feeling your vibration. Because I'm a reader. I read energy. I'm an energy reader, and that's what I'm reading from you. All right. So then you say that her not wanting to go to school is inexcusable. You scold her, you love her, you scold her, you raise your hand, you cry, you beg, and you threaten. And all of that is judgment. You see, let me explain something to you. Your child has to think about you as the mother as being her safe space. You are your child's safe space. But your child is not feeling safe with you. You know why? Because number 1, you're judging her. You're saying that she's wrong and you're right. Number 2, she's feeling repercussion. Repercussion means punishment. You can't have this, or I'll send you away to a hostel. I will beat you. All of that is repercussion. Repercussion does not go well because that becomes conditional love. Unconditional love means I don't care about your behavior. I will still love you. And that's not what you're doing with your daughter. You are telling her that your love for her is conditional on her doing what you want her to do, and she is a freedom lover. She will not do it. You cannot take away a person's freedom and then hope that they will cooperate with you. So, a safe space consists of 3 elements: no judgment, no repercussion, and unconditional love. And when you surround your child with unconditional love, there is nothing that your child will not do for you. You have got, number 5, you have got into the habit of thinking that your child and you don't see eye to eye. And because you think so, the law of attraction will bring you more of that. Instead, if you start thinking, my child and I want the same thing, she wants to be happy and I want her to be happy. Now you are in the same boat, rowing in the same direction. Because otherwise, what you're saying is, if she doesn't go to school, then she won't turn out to have a good job or a good prospects or good future. And she's thinking that's just not right. That means you don't love me enough. You don't trust me enough. So I'm going to tell you a couple of really quick stories about my own life and my children. The first story I'm going to tell you is, one day I was in a really big rush. My children were much younger. I think my daughter was 12 or 13. My son was much younger. He was like maybe 2 or 3 years old. Maybe she was 14 and he was 2 or 3 years old, something like that. He was really tiny and she was older. They asked me to bring them watermelon before I go to work. And I said, there's no way I can do that. I just don't have the time. I can't stop at the grocery store and then come back. So I said to them, when I come home in the evening, I will bring you some watermelon. But on the way back, I got so late at work, I just did not have the energy. I didn't want to stop at the grocery store. I just wanted to go straight home. So I got home, I opened the door, I went into the living room, kitchen, open space, and there on the counter, I saw watermelon. And my first thought was, what? Did they go out of the house without my permission and buy watermelon? And then I thought, oh my God, the grocery store is so far away. They couldn't possibly have walked that far and then back. That's just so unsafe. They shouldn't have done that. And after those 2 thoughts, I looked again at the kitchen counter, and there wasn't just watermelon there. There were other foods there as well, cooked food. And I realized, oh, these utensils are not my utensils either. So I called my children. I said, where did this come from? Did you guys go out of the house to get watermelon? And my daughter said, no, we didn't go anywhere. The neighbors brought it. The neighbors came and they said they had too much food, and so they brought some of the food to us. And I was like, oh my God. Soon as that happened, I realized that it was law of attraction. They asked for it, and the universe knew it's not going to come through me, but the universe made sure that they got what they wanted. The second story I'm going to tell you really, really quickly, because this video is getting really, really long, is that my son didn't want to go to school. So I let him not go to school. I said, don't go if you don't want to go. But I told him, it's not my problem. You don't want to go to school? That's fine. You figure it out. If your school sends a letter home or your school calls me, I'm not doing anything about it. And your future is your own. And if you don't think you need to go to school, then that's fine. I trust you. See, I trust you to figure it out. Not everyone goes to school and becomes successful. There are some people I know who never went to school and they were very successful. So I'm going to all I want, my son, is for you to be happy and successful. And I'll let you figure out how you want to do that. And I just left him alone, and he missed school. He missed a lot. And the phone calls came, and the letter came, and the principal wanted an appointment with me. And I always told him, I'm not doing it because it's not my problem. You do it. In the end, one day, he became ambitious and he woke up and he said, you don't need to call me to go to school anymore. I will wake up and go. And that's what he did. He just flipped one day. But in between, I never made him feel that he was doing anything wrong. I loved him just the same. I made food for him just the same. I hugged him just the same. I did not make him feel that my love was reduced because of his behavior, and my love was not reduced because of his behavior, because knowing law of attraction, I know all things are possible. Everything that you want is possible. And if you start thinking that your child will not succeed, then that is a visualization you are doing. Don't do that visualization. I never did that visualization. I always told myself, my son will figure it out. And he did. And I am so proud of him at this point in time. So, Sheetal, I want you to grab this book. This is a book I wrote many years ago, 2013, I believe, or 2012. It's called Is This Apple From My Tree? And it is a parenting book that I wrote that has many stories in it about how I've raised my children based on the law of attraction. All right, I'm going to stop now. I hope that this video really helps you to figure out how to parent your children. Bye for now.